Promised Neverland is jam-packed with action and it's only 5 episodes in. With these kids put in such a dire situation, it makes you wonder what you would do in order to get out. Now, I don't necessarily consider myself qualified, but I do own the first season of Prison Break on DVD, so I could probably figure it out. So I think it would be fun to put myself inside the shoes of the characters and try and think of what I would do in that situation. Keep in mind, I'm also going to be using some information they gave us throughout the anime, so I will be spoiling up to episode 5. However, I haven't read any of the manga, so I won't be talking about any of that, but since The Promised Neverland is such a crazy show, I'll probably end up being completely wrong. For all we know, since there's a mommy, there could be a daddy, but let's not call him daddy because that seems a little bit inappropriate. I think the first thing we have to start with is finding out as much information as possible, because once your world gets turned upside down, you don't know what is the truth and what is a lie. I think this is where Sister Crone will play a huge part in this series, because she's already shown that she's willing to help them, and she's the only person who knows what the outside world is actually like. Because once they leave, they're going to have to figure out what to eat, where to live, and realize that death is lurking around every corner. So basically like any college student. Once they figure that all out, they're going to have to make their execution be really perfect, because you can have everything planned out to a T, but if you don't execute properly, you might end up dying. They already kind of started doing this, because once they're playing tag with Sister Crone, they're already practicing their execution, which means that when they do this, they end up being able to figure out what she does and how they would get out of the situation properly. I think that what they're going to end up doing is eliminating the variable of the moms completely by restraining them or end up killing them both. I think this makes the most sense, because if they did this, they would have a huge head start and it'd be a while before the headquarters actually figured out what happened. In a normal prison escape, they say the first 24 hours are the most important, so as long as they figure out a way to blend in with the crowd, I think they'll be okay. It's a little bit different though, because the kids are always worrying about death instead of being recaptured, but at least they don't have to worry about dropping the soap in the shower. We've also run into some problems along the way, like the tracking devices in their ear. If they don't find a way to remove those tracking devices, they might end up just cutting off their ear completely. But I'm sure Ray's going to end up coming with this crazy idea that ends up breaking the tracking devices, because you can't end up ruining the cute little faces of those kids. The other big problem they have to deal with is they have to figure out a way to manage all the personalities of the kids. It would have been a lot easier if only 3 of them wanted to escape, but now since Emma wants to bring all of the kids, her personalities get in the way, and I'm sure most of the kids are still going to be attached to their mom, so it's going to be hard for them to actually let go. So they're going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to leave the kids there, or they're probably going to tell them a lie in order to get them all to come with them. I personally would just leave them there, because when they do try and escape, they're basically going to be carrying around sandbags with legs. And those are just some of the things I thought of that the kids have to do in order to escape. But the kids are presented to be really smart in the anime, so I'm sure they're going to be more creative than I am, but we'll have to see in the up and coming episodes.